Welcome back. Well, we're travelling along West Coast Road, coming up from State Highway 16, heading towards Warkworth. Travelling with a buddy of mine, and the story I'm going to tell this week is about a railway crossing that's coming up ahead. Travelled past this crossing many times, never ever seen a train. Today was no different, but there was something different today, and that was that the level crossing was working. The barrier arms were down, the lights were flashing, the bells were ringing. But no train, some kind of ghost train event, I'm not sure. Anyway, the point of the story is we're going to see the many varied and different ways that people had of dealing with this traffic block in the middle of nowhere, running from tractors through to vehicles hauling big trailers, through to pickup trucks and just little cars. But in the meantime, before we get to that part of the story, we can marvel a little bit on this particular road. It's a good road, great for riding on the motorbikes. It's called West Coast Road, like I mentioned before. It kind of merges through into Woodcocks Road, takes you all the way through to Warkworth. It's quite a nice way to cut out the need to be on State Highway 1 and going through the Johnson tunnels, which can be a bit of a disaster at the moment, particularly with summertime and everybody trying to head out of Auckland, especially after being locked down for so long. I guess one of the things to consider, or one of the misnomers about this road, is its name. West Coast Road, but it's nowhere near a coast, it's nowhere near a shoreline of any kind. I don't think there's even a river anywhere near it. It just cuts right through inland, across open country fields, and also through a little bit of a bush-clad hillscape as well. So there is that, but that gives it a unique little charm all of its own, I think, especially if you thought you'd go up there and have a swim. Well, you'll be looking some time to find any body of water, apart from maybe a cow trough somewhere. But for all of that, the road itself, it's really quite a scenic route. Has lots of interesting twists and turns. We would often come through here during winter time. During that time you do have to be a little bit cautious on the road, because as well as being wet, the road often gets a lot of green top on it, a lot of moss, which makes it particularly slippery. So it's quite pleasant to ride through it now in kind of early summer. It's right into summer now as I'm recording this. And to travel on this road while it's both dry and without any kind of green top to it, it's a pleasant change, very enjoyable. As we're getting further along into West Coast Road, we are getting closer now to the level crossing that I've spoken of. That's coming up ahead around a few more corners. It's really quite picturesque, almost otherworldly. You see a railway crossing line, and yeah, that's really quaint, that's kind of, interesting. But like I said, I've never seen a train coming along this line. I'm not sure if it is, I'm sure there must be a train. It's not a passenger train, it's probably just hauling freight of some kind. But from where and to where, I have no idea. All I can tell you with certainty about today was that for some reason, whatever that was, the level crossing warning lights were triggered. We're just crossing over this little one-lane bridge here, and I can see some traffic ahead. There's the railway crossing warning lines. Nice picture of a locomotive. And traffic was stopped. That was interesting. I noticed, well, hang on, there's a tractor pulling out there and edging through between the barrier arms. We can hear the alarms. I don't know if you can hear it too well through the microphone, but the alarms are ringing on the crossing. The barrier arms are down as well. So the tractor sidled its way through, and then a vehicle with a trailer on it sidled its way through. I'm thinking, man, am I going to get some priceless YouTube footage here where the train comes through and skittles these vehicles, but as more and more cars are coming through, I'm thinking, well, no, that's not going to be happening today, thank goodness, I don't want to see that. But just what is going on here? The only thing I can imagine is that these guys have been waiting for a very long time for a train, which I'm looking right and left. There's no sign of it anywhere. So the guys in our queue don't appear to be keen to make a move. Turn around on my buddy, you can see him in the rear view mirror there. What are we going to do? Well, okay, let's have a look. So we moved up, looked very closely right and left, and right then, well, the right thing happened. Couldn't really say, but I can tell you that at some time later, we're on the other side of the crossing, travelling along, and wondering about just what was that event. Is there a ghost train or what? Perhaps. We'll never know. Anyway, we catch up eventually to the tractor, was the first guy to go through the level crossing and carry on our way to Warkworth. Ended up having a lovely ride, nice day out. And that's about where I'm going to leave this one. So, I'm going to wrap this up now. Ride safe, have fun, take care out there.